Keith here from pickinglessons.com. Leather Britches. This is a fantastic tune in the key of G. This arrangement features a bit of melodic and a bit of Scruggs in the variations. There are two parts essentially, an A and a B, and in this arrangement we've got two variations for each. In a moment we're going to take a look at the first variation for part A here in this video. This is more of a melodic variation for that section. If you head over to pickinglessons.com, you can grab yourself a copy of the tablature for the complete arrangement, and in the member section there we will break down the remainder of the lessons for this arrangement in the member section there. Plus you'll have some play along and backing tracks once you do get to know it as well. So we are in the key of G, just standard tuning here on the banjo. We do feature melodic style pretty heavily, but there's certainly some Scruggs going on a bit later on as well. This opening section, this A part here, is very melodic and sits pretty true to the melody, this variation. We're playing up the neck. We've got a bunch going on, so let's just check out what's happening. We have these two pickup notes here, so as we learn this, we'll feel it in 4 beats to the measure. Once you do get to know it, you're going to want to feel it in cut time, so 2 beats to the measure. These two pickup notes, open G to the 9th fret there on string 3. Then we get into this pattern that happens between the 1st string and the 5th string. Pretty straightforward really. So we have this open, then the 9th, 7th, 9th. And that captures that melody that we find in Leather Britches, yeah? So what we have is that open, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. In the second bar, variation there back to that E note on the 9th fret. So you can see there's a bit of a theme already, pretty straightforward to play actually. So thumb, of course, is playing string 5, middle finger on string 1, and index finger on string 3. We have a bit of a repeat up next. But as we hit measure 4, we have this nice descending melodic scale down to the open G. So to play that one, very much in the melodic style, we have this open string, fret a note, open string, fret a note, open string, fret a note, open string, yeah? So when we play the open strings, we're going to be using a finger, middle or index, and our thumb is going to play that lower note, pretty much what we're fretting. So we're going to go middle, thumb, middle, thumb, middle, thumb, and index. The first finger, and the first finger, and the third finger in your left hand. So just once more for that 4th measure, open D, first finger there with the thumb, moving that first finger along, index finger, third finger there, and the open string. So as we come through out of measure 3 into that 4th measure, we'll have this going on. So let's practice that a couple of times. So nice and slow, 3 and 4 and. One more time. So being comfortable with the transition in the two positions that we're playing out of, being comfortable when it hits that melodic scale, what the right hand's doing. The fingering for the left and the right hand is all in the tablature, so check that out if you need to double check for yourself. Second half of this particular section, we have a bit of a repeat really. Same theme up until that point. So in measure 6, we have these two notes leading us into this big melodic run to finish it off before the repeat. So we're going to kick off with that second and first fingers there, fret 10, fret 9, forward roll, index, middle, thumb, and thumb's going to come over onto string 5, fret 10. So we have this scale that we're playing. Yeah, so we're going to get up and back basically. So 10, 9, thumb over fret 10, then a little finger up to fret 12. You can keep that position there because we're about to reverse it. So you can go and run back down. So right hand, as we do that, index, middle, thumb, middle, index, all on the tab. And just really be mindful that you want to use your thumb there on fret, string 5, yeah, on fret 10. Because that way we can capture the notes we need there, the second, first, and little finger there in that position. So the two pickup notes, fret 10, fret 9, and thumb. And then the little finger, back to that thumb there, running down to the open string. Now that open string there on string 5 allows us to shift, and we're going to shift the same two fingers we're already using down to fret 5 and 4. So open string, Maintain that fingering position. And then we're going to run down the melodic scale there in G. So we'll just practice this first part again. So we've got 10 and 9, running up the scale, back down the scale now. Open string, shift position. First and second fingers are going to stay put on those strings as we shift. Running down, just straight through the scale. Again in that melodic style we touched on just a moment ago. Let's just try, and the two pickup notes there are going to be the same as the beginning, getting us back onto the repeat. The second ending is going to be slightly different, which will help us get into part B. But let's go from the top. What we'll do is there is some repetition in the theme, and then kind of each half does close out differently. So we'll just go through slowly, once through, bearing in mind you do repeat it. So from the top, 2, 3, 4. Here's our theme. And the scale rundown. Start the theme off again. And the turn around. Pick up notes and around we go, yeah? And we'll play that twice through. Now, the tempo of this tune is pretty quick, so you can play it quicker than I demonstrated. You could get away playing it slower as well. I played it that tempo, it swings pretty nice there, but you can straighten it out a bit more and play it a bit quicker too. So go off and have a listen to some variations. You'll hear some difference in the tempo as you do that. But we're in the key of G. This tune is in the key of G, so we're in G for the banjo. Got some nice melodic playing going in this section. The other parts do feature some more Scruggs style as well as the melodic, so we'll check that out in the next lesson. So pickinlessons.com. You can grab the tablature, but you can also jump in the member section there or continue this lesson breaking it down together. I'll see you there.